Hello everybody, happy Earth Day. It is April 22nd. And I thought, you know what, I wasn't intending to make any kind of an Earth Day video. It's not something I don't go crazy for. But here I am driving the Rivian today. And I thought, well, I'll make a video about it because I'm actually taking the Rivian to go pick up one of my classic cars, which I'm going to do a separate video on that. Because I had some air conditioning done, the cruise control fix, and some other things that go wonky on an old classic, especially an old classic Mercedes. So rather than make two really long videos, I'll just do this one. So Earth Day, and here I am in an electric Rivian. But I want to say this isn't a fanboy video. I'm not, gaga for Rivian. I don't think everybody in the world needs to own an EV. Do I think they're right for everybody? Absolutely not. So let me tell you why. So I'm gonna cop a squat here. One of the cool features of the Rivian. But this is a 23 Rivian, and this is one of the few vehicles that we've actually owned long term. And by long term, I mean at least 2 years. Some cars we've had for longer, but those are cars that we really have an affinity to and keep. Otherwise, I have a short attention span and end up finding 50 reasons the next year why I should get rid of that car. But anyway, for us, it pays to have at least one EV in our fleet. Again, it is not the right car for you if you live in a condo or an apartment where you do not have access to home charging. We have home charging, we have solar, and we have a battery backup. So for us, even running air conditioning and a pool pump and everything else, our entire year electricity bill is $800 for the year. And that's charging this pretty regularly. We charge it to 85%. The only time we charge to 100% is if we are going somewhere and we know we need that extra distance to the next charger. Otherwise, smart charging is to about 80 to 85%. But that's 280 plus miles of usable range. So we've owned EVs and fuel efficient cars for years. We've owned our first EV, I think starting in 2018. We've had 4. And again, for us, it makes sense to at least have one because of the home charging. There was a time early on that owning an electric vehicle was a great advantage over an internal combustion engine car because the cost of charging, even on the road, was way cheaper. We were paying 1/4 the price of what we would pay in gas for the year. It's funny though, we just took a trip to Phoenix in this, all around round trip. It was about 700 miles. We had to go for the Phoenix Raceway. 2 charging stops on the way, each one about 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, once while we were there, just so we had enough to tool around town and not have to worry about it, and then 2 coming home. All in all, total charge time was about 3 hours combined. Now that sounds like a lot, but on the way and coming home, really we were eating a sandwich, going to the restroom, whatever. So you really don't care that your vehicle's charging for 15 minutes. When it does get monotonous is when you pull up and there's a queue and you're waiting 20, 30 minutes for somebody to stop charging because there's a line. And then you know that they may charge to 100% and it takes them an hour. Then that can really kill a road trip. So that's one of the reasons why I don't think EVs are for everyone. They will not replace the internal combustion engine. There's just not the infrastructure yet. But for us, we don't mind it. We just build that into our trip. We know that's part of the equation, right? But now the other part. So it used to be a great cost advantage to have an EV. But admittedly, on this trip, we spent all in for charging about $242 in 700 miles. So factor that out. That's not a great advantage. If you had a fuel efficient vehicle or even a diesel truck, you could have done that for equal or probably less than what we spent on charging. And you wouldn't have had the 3 hours charging time. You'd still have fuel stops, but not 3 hours worth. So, I think it's great to have as a commuter car around home, and it's certainly fun. When you hit the accelerator, it's instant torque. You're very fast. This thing is very capable. It raises and lowers several inches for ground clearance. It's got quad motors. I mean, it's very capable off-road. We've had some fun in this thing off-road. But anyway, Earth Day, I thought I'd show off the Rivian and talk a little bit about electric vehicle ownership because, again, it's not for everybody. For us, it makes sense because we have home charging. So if you were expecting a fanboy video about EVs, it's not really what this is. We certainly love it. But one of the main compelling reasons we won't trade it or sell it is something that kind of plagued us in our last 2 EVs. We had 2 Teslas before this. And every time we were ready to trade our Tesla or sell it, Tesla would lower the price of a new Tesla to where it was almost more advantageous to buy a brand new one than to buy a used one for what I owed on it or for what it was worth. And it just killed us. So both times we took a bath on our Teslas, which kind of got irritating. And honestly, that's why leasing would be amazing if leasing was an option when we bought this. For my business, leasing is definitely advantageous. But when we bought this, one, we didn't know when it would arrive. It could have been 6 months, it could have been a year. And leasing was not an option for the Rivian in 2023. So we did make it a purchase. But depreciation, it's a thing. And especially on high dollar vehicles. This thing out the door with tax and everything was over 100,000. I think it was 105 or 106,000. Here we are, it's a 2023. I think we got it in June of 23, and now we're at 2025. This vehicle is technically only worth about $68,000, $65,000. That's not what you'll get on trade. And as you can imagine, we owe considerably more on that. So that's probably the most compelling reason why we won't trade it. We don't want to take that $20,000 bath. And honestly, we still love the car. So it's not like I feel like I'm, sacrificing. But anyway, factor those things in. If you're going to buy an EV or a high dollar vehicle, consider a lease if there is one available, because then you're not hit with that depreciation. And you're not hit with the uncertainty of what could happen to that car or that car maker. Look at what happened to Fisker. Look at what happened to some of these other ones. You just don't know. I feel like Rivian's strong. They're going to come out with the R2 soon, and that's going to do for them exactly what the Model 3 did for Tesla. So anyway, Earth Day, Rivian, hopefully you got some enjoyment out of this. For us, it works. Again, this thing has 313 miles range when fully charged. I get 280 usable range at 85%. And for me, you drive 280 miles, you're ready for a bathroom break or you're ready to stop and eat lunch. So it'll certainly tow. It'll tow up to 11,000 something pounds. You'll cut your range in half. So that's again why I don't think it's going to replace a diesel truck or a heavy duty truck, just because who wants to stop every 150,000 or 150 miles to charge? That is not fun. That would kill a road trip. So, but again, it's capable for most things. And I think having it around town and local drives and local, 1-2 hour commutes are perfect. So anyway, if you have questions or if you think I messed something up, hit me in the comments, ask me about the Rivian. We've done a lot of fun upgrades. It's got rock sliders. It's got full PPF. It's got some other toys in the bed. We got the tonneau and the crossbars, and we have fun tents that go on this that make it fun for camping. It'll level itself. So anyway, hope you enjoyed, and we'll catch you on the next video. Be sure to look for the next one where I'm going to talk about the old 79 450 SL Mercedes, and I'm on my way to go pick that up today, which is going to be pretty exciting because I'm ready to have it back. Talk to you soon. Bye.